Alright guys, it's the end of the year, so you know what that means. It's the Why I Love Comics Awards, hence is why I'm all fancy, and instead of wearing the bowler derby or the other hat that I have, figured the fedora was more than proper. But yeah, so without further ado, it'll be split into 3 different videos, as it was last year, because I really love doing that version of the process, and we will start as usual, just like last year. We're going to start with comics, and we're going to start with the best ongoing series, which, for those that don't know, definitely check out Comixology for this one, and I'll put the links down below and everything, but I gave best ongoing series to Monkey Brain's incredibly awesome Edison Rex. And for those that don't know, Edison Rex is the story of a supervillain who pretty much has to become the hero. And it's a very fascinating journey that the hero is going on. And Edison Rex is a fantastic character as well as a fantastic book. I mean, it's only 12 issues in now, but and I'm rereading right now because I'm actually talking to Chris on Wednesday, his 3rd time on the podcast. But the book is just so diverse and interesting. They went back in time for an issue and had a very fun look at some past characters as well as come on. Sorry, Comixology is not working for me at the moment. Yeah, like I was saying, they've gone back in time and had a whole issue devoted to a character that was very similar to Mr. Mxyzptlk of Superman fame, and just some of the rogues gallery from Edison's past kind of coming back to haunt him, and it's just a really cool, interesting hero's journey, so to speak, of a guy who has spent his life devoted to beating up a hero and kind of proving that that hero is some sort of villain, and it's kind of a Lex Luthor-ish moment, but he really is out to do good, and it's a really cool book. And actually, not only is it best ongoing, but best writer and best artist are both Chris Roberson and Dennis Culver, who are, you know, the lead creators on the book, and just make it the amazing book that it is. I mean, Chris's dialogue and writing just make you feel for these characters and just pull you into the story. And I mean, he's done everything from masks to a whole bunch of different stuff. And I mean, ongoing series wise, I mean, they have Steve Downer with them and John J. Hill, and that's a full creative team on the book. It's the 4 guys, and it's just so good, and just I can't say enough positive things. And I mean, I did mention masks, but I know the trade is out, and I was talking to Dennis Calero about the trade, but I don't think, oh well, what was I going to say? I don't think Masks was fully 2013. I think that was 2012. I'd have to go look at that, but I mean, Dennis's artwork is right in line with someone like Ryan Otley with Invincible. It's beautiful. It helps sell the story, and just the outlandish, crazy stuff that they pull in the book is just it's all there. I cannot, and it's only 99 cents an issue. 99 cents an issue. It's crazy for a comic book nowadays, but that's comics. That's comics done right. 99 cents full issue. Read at your own leisure via Comixology, or I'm not sure if it's available elsewhere, but definitely Comixology. And it's just I can't say enough positive things. I mean, like I said, Dennis's artwork is just right in line with someone like Ryan Otley or Joe Eisma or David Aja, and just so many different artists that I could like put him in the same level with, and just month in and month out, whenever this book hits, it just gets better and better and better. And like, I never know where they're taking the book. I mean, there's ongoing plot lines and different subplots going on, and just it catches me off guard constantly. And I mean, specifically, issue 9 is easily issue of the year. I don't have an issue of the year on my list, but I would name it issue of the year, because just just going over with Edison and I can't remember the character's name right now, so I had to look him up real fast. With with Edison and Raffle, just back and forth, and it just focuses on those two characters and their conversation throughout, and it's a pleasure to read. And like I said, I cannot recommend this book any higher. The first trade is out, and it's under $10 actually. I would highly recommend seeking that out via like Amazon or somewhere. But you can also get every single issue for just 99 cents, and that's 12 issues, $12. So I mean, you can't go wrong there. But easily, highly recommend it. And we move on to new series, which I would actually give to. I have two on my list. Number one is Army of Darkness, because that is Dennis Claro and Steve Niles doing a fantastic job with a licensed property. And I mean, it's Ash versus the Army of Darkness, as it usually is, and it's perfect. It's right in line with the last movie, so it kind of continues right after the end of the last movie, and just adds a whole bunch of fun stuff to the mythology in just the first couple issues so far, and it's really, really awesome stuff, and I cannot recommend it any higher. And then the other one would be Avengers AI, which I do not know. I really should have looked up who's on Avengers AI. Avengers AI is Sam Humphries is writing it, and Andre Lima Arrejo. Hopefully I said that name right, but Sam Humphries is writing it, and it has Victor Mancha of The Runaways, a Doombot, Monica Chang, Hank Pym, The Vision. It's a crazy book that you'd think would not work, especially in the market today, but it does. It works completely and raises interesting questions of, like a artificial intelligence similar to something like the hologram from Voyager, or Vision, Vision, or Data from Star Trek as well, or just any kind of artificial intelligence that you can think of. It really raises the bar as to whether or not should have rights in the Marvel universe, whether or not it's inherently evil or good, or just it's a very fun book, and just had an Inhumans tie-in with the latest issue that was really fantastic stuff, and tied in perfectly with Mark Waid's Daredevil, and used a pitch perfect version of the Mark Waid Daredevil that was fantastic. I'm fixing my bow tie for no good reason. But it's a really, really fun book, and both of those are definitely my best new series. And then moving down the list, we have my best mini series, which was actually Long Shot. There we go. Saves the Marvel Universe, which was a very, very funny book, and just it was fun. You can't say that about every single comic nowadays, which is kind of depressing, but it's a very fun, just crazy kind of done in one miniseries about Longshot after X Factor, kind of on his own, and Christopher Hastings did a fantastic job on writing it with Victor Calderon, and Jacopoda Camini. Hopefully I'm saying those last names right. If not, I apologize for butchering your name, but it's fun. It's crazy. It's one of those comics that you can kind of give to anyone and be like, here you go. It's crazy stuff. Doesn't hold back its punches, because Longshot's always been one of those characters that you're not sure exactly how he works, in the Marvel universe, but this kind of shows how he works. And I mean, there's fun stuff with Doctor Strange, Deadpool, a teddy bear, a brand new interesting kind of villain that's set up and then split in half. It's just, I can't say enough fun things about this. I kind of hope it comes out in hardcover, but I think I'll pick up the trade myself, because it's a very, very fun book. I was able to read it digitally, though, like I said, I'll probably pick up either the trade or the hardcover depending on what they release, because it looks so good. I can't wait to reread it as the full collection instead of just single issues, because I mean even at the end of that issue, end of the miniseries, it's just really funny because it ends with Longshot riding a jetpack because he's Longshot. And moving down the list, we actually have, what's next? Best horror series, which you know what? I'm going to give it to something I did not put, surprisingly, that I didn't put on the list, which is Tim Seeley and Mike Norton's Revival, which just has that right tone of creepiness and drama that just balances it completely and just pulls you into the story and just has enough death and just human drama to pull you into the story. But I mean, it is a flat out a horror book about people coming back to life and what that means for this town that everything is centralized in, and there's mysterious forces at work, and it's just, it builds tension perfectly, and just with the supporting cast as well as the main cast, you can't help but be enthralled by this series and just want to know what's going on next, especially with one of the lead characters, which is a sister who's been taken on this really fascinating journey so far, and I can't wait to see where the guys take it next, because it is an absolutely fantastic book. Best anthology actually ties into best horror series, and that would be something that is right over here, and that is Bad Karma, which is an absolutely fantastic done in one graphic novel that has a couple teasers of possible series that'll eventually come out, but can be read completely as standalone stories, as well as they kind of tie into a familiar narrative. There's a couple prose stories. The art is beautiful. I mean, this is gorgeous. I'll be doing a full review just on Bad Karma alone, because I keep losing track of time and I'm not able to focus on it. But I'm definitely going to be doing a full review on it, just to talk about it more at length. I mean, you got Alex Grecian, B. Clay Moore, Seth Peck, and Jeremy Hahn, and I had Jeremy and Alex on to help promote the project. And just, I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful collection, and I was very happy to purchase a copy. And I know they have the website up. It'll be in the description box below, so definitely highly recommend checking it out, because it's so just so good. And I mean, each one of those stories, even the prose stories, just all hit on the right note that make you want to read either more of it or just kind of leave you sitting there going, just thinking about it in your head. And just so much good stuff in there, so I cannot recommend it any higher. Like I said, I'll be doing a full just review on that alone once some point in the new year, probably very early January. Next on the list is actually Best Team Book, which I've kind of cheated the system, because it's a team book in the very loosest sense of the word, and that would be Avengers Arena, especially with the way it ended. Now, before I get hate comments, if you haven't read the series, then you can ignore the next 2 or 3 minutes that I talk about this, because it's just, you get some cult characters and some bigger name characters like certain Runaways or Shadowhawk, and just pull them into the series, put them through hell, and most of these kids just refuse to play Arcade's game, and we get 18 issues, obviously 12 of them, 12? Yeah, I think at least most of the series hit this year, because it was an 18 issue series, and just seeing the kids go through this journey, and seeing what characters did what, and just seeing someone like Cammy or Nico or Chase or Nighthawk, or just so many different, Darkhawk, not Nighthawk, I forget. Why am I blanking on that character's name? I love that character too. But Chris Powell, there we go. But it's a fantastic read, and I was surprised, because I mean, I'm still kind of upset with some of the characters that died, but the characters that still are alive and well throughout the series are just better off for going through this adventure. And Dennis Hopeless just knocked it out of the park here, and it's a great book that I kind of hope they collect all together, because that would look very good in a beautiful collection. But it was easily my best team book because, like I said, the kids, especially at the end there, refused to play Arcade's game and work together to kind of get out of this situation. And it's fantastic stuff. And actually, since we were talking about Bad Karma a little earlier, my best publisher this year, and it's a publisher in a very, very loose sense of the word, because it just helps. It helps fund projects. I'm talking, of course, about Kickstarter, and I mean Kickstarter helped successfully fund Bad Karma, the mini comics by Tim Seeley, Steve Seeley, Michael Morrissey, and Mike Norton and those guys. And I always get Mike's last name wrong, and I feel bad. But one of these days I won't. But it helped fund that. Ben Templesmith's new project just got funded. What else did it fund? Co Monkey Saves the World, which is Jonathan Colton and Greg Pak's project, and just so many different original graphic novels and original projects were funded, especially this year through Kickstarter, comic wise. That just it's awesome to see. I mean, Lady Saber and the Inevitable Ether by Greg Rucka was funded as well, the first big collection, and just so much different stuff. And it's kind of great to see this evolution of Kickstarter, and kind of see people taking the chances on these books by long established creators, but not sure, like what they'd be able to do on their own. So it's kind of great to see all these creators kind of get the chance to get their work out there and successfully funded via Kickstarter. And like I said, very loose definition of the word, but that was easily my best publisher, so to speak. And below that is actually both hero and villain. And villain, I'll go with villain first, because the villain's been in a hero's body, and I'm holding my guns by still calling him a villain, and that would be Doc Ock as Peter Parker. But the reason I'm still calling him a villain is because he can't help continuously be a dick. He's still being a dick. Even though he's supposed to be a hero, he's supposed to be being a better Spider-Man, he's not doing that with some of the choices he's made. And when Peter eventually finally comes back, he's gonna have to deal with the consequences of Doc's decision making, and some of it is not going to be pretty when poor Peter comes back and has to deal with it. And that would be why he's my villain of the year. Though technically, I mean, he is riding that line, he's straddling it the best he can. But there are moments where you kind of gotta go, come on, Doc Ock, you can do better than this. My hero of the year, though, and this one will surprise some people, because I have made some disparaging comments against this character in the past, but I've read the last couple issues and just fallen in love with Sam Nova as the character that he is. I mean, he's a teenage hero, so he's a little bit of a brat at moments, but it's also so human that it's not even funny, and he's finally slowly more and more realizing the legacy that he has to live up to, and he's a great character for that. And I mean, hero of the year for the fact that he debuted in a AVX and was almost an Avenger, and now he'll be a new Warrior, just like Rich Rider was before him. And I mean, Rich was in no way a saint. Rich was a jerk when he started off too. Rich was hot-headed jerk, and Sam is just a teenage, bratty adolescent kid. So it's kind of fun to see that kind of mirrored in a different way with Sam. But he's done just so much so much growing so far in the series, and it's kind of great to see him becoming this hero that he is. That's why I kind of give him the hero of the year, especially the last couple issues. So I cannot wait to see exactly where that series goes next, and kind of hope Rich gets pulled in somehow, because I think that would be fun. But he'll be bouncing off the New Warriors very soon, so, and already is in his own series. So can't wait to see where he goes next. And next on my list is Best Movie, and it's a tie. First one should come as no surprise to anyone that's seen my Pacific Rim review. You can go look it up on the channel underneath this video, on my channel, if you're interested in looking that up. And that would be obviously Pacific Rim. Giant monsters versus giant robots, which is just so cool. Guillermo del Toro, who's one of my favorite directors, just knocked it out of the park and created this interesting and fascinating world where basically the world comes together to oppose these giant monsters invading our world. And that's a really fun premise to start the movie off on right off the top of the bat. And I don't think a lot of people kind of overlook that point, that it wasn't like utopia or anything, but it was still kind of like one of those things where it's just like, oh, cool. That's where we're going with this. Okay, very cool. And I love that movie. Like I said, to hear me talk about it at length, you can go check out that review. And the other movie on the top of the list there that gets best movie is definitely Thor: The Dark World, which was just so good, just really, really, really good stuff that I cannot wait to see how exactly the rest of the established Marvel universe will tie into that, and just more of Shield, and just, I mean, everybody's performances were on point. I want a Warriors 3 movie, especially after this movie, and even after the first. I want a Warriors 3 movie. We deserve Warriors 3 movie. We even deserve Beta Ray Bill at this point. I think movie-going audiences could accept Old Horse Face pretty easily, but that's a point for another time. It's just a fantastic, well-written movie that Thor, Loki, they both get enough screen time where we get the bigger story of the brothers and whether or not they can work together, and it's just really cool stuff. Malekith, I kind of wish we got more time with, but he's a really cool dark elf played by Christopher Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor himself, and just there's so much I like about this movie, and I cannot wait until it comes out on DVD just to rewatch and kind of focus on the different aspects of the movie again, just to see if I can pick up on any other stuff. And best TV is easily a tie between Arrow and Shield for very different reasons. Shield is a movie that takes place in the Marvel Universe and kind of tries to do its own thing, as opposed to Arrow, which takes place in the DC Universe and name drops a whole bunch of DC stuff whenever it gets the chance to, because that's the kind of show that Mark Guggenheim has created in his writing, and just the cast that they have on that show, and just like I said, everyone from excuse me, from Deathstroke to Ra's al Ghul has been name dropped, and some have even shown up on the show. And the journey that Roy is going on this season so far. I mean, season 2 is fantastic. Season 1 had its weak points and didn't get stronger until the end of the season. Season 2 started off strong and hasn't stopped since. They even introduced Barry Allen in a really fun 2-episode arc that I can't wait to see the Flash spin-off to see how well it does. And I mean, like I said, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., different story because it takes place in the Marvel Universe, yes, Marvel Movieverse, but doesn't necessarily tie completely into everything we know and love about the Marvel Universe. It's more about the team that we're following and their journey, and the mystery of exactly how Coulson is still alive is there, and just it's really, really fun and interesting stuff that I can't wait to see more of down the line, especially the later half of the season. I'm pretty sure it's been picked up for season 2, though I'm not sure on that. And especially after the mid-season finale, I'll be really curious to find out just where they take that. And then we end with my most anticipated, just like last year. It's definitely the return of Community, though Dan Harmon is coming back with the show this time. The trailers look incredible, so I cannot wait to see exactly what they do this season. Guardians of the Galaxy, and Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier, both movies couldn't be further apart if you tried, but James Gunn is on Guardians of the Galaxy with a fantastic cast, and just everything I've heard about that script sounds fantastic, and I cannot wait It's my favorite incarnation of the team, so I cannot wait to see exactly where they go with that. Plus, you got Michael Rooker as Yondu in there just for the heck of it, and Chris Pratt Star-Lord kind of looks like a mix between Han Solo and almost like Adam Strange, Buck Rogers. It's going to be fun stuff. I cannot wait to see where they take that. And Cap 2 is the story of the Winter Soldier, so you got that. And then comic-wise, we're getting Umbrella Academy again very soon, which has me very excited. According to Gerard Way, has been teasing that we'll finally be getting more Umbrella Academy in 2014, which is so freaking cool. We deserve more Umbrella Academy. It'll be Volume 3, and the sketches that he's released so far definitely lead to a lot of questions, so I can't wait to see exactly where they take that. And then New Warriors, which I've mentioned while talking about Nova. There's a New Warriors series coming out by Chris Yost, who Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon, as well as the last couple years he's been working on Scarlet Spider, which is fantastic, and just except for the last couple issues, it ended kind of weird. But it'll be interesting to see Kane kind of interact with Nova and Speedball and Justice, and just see how those guys interact. And then obviously the other thing on my most anticipated list would be Buffy and Angel, the new series out of Dark Horse, because the new seasons out of Dark Horse by Victor Gischler and Christos Gage, because both writers are absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to see where they take that next. So, if you disagree, just disagree nicely in the comment section below, or just leave a comment, depending on what your choices are, because I'm always curious to hear other people's lists. And yeah, I will link to everything in the description bar down below. Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new person watching this. If you're a new person watching this, thank you very much. Like I mentioned, the podcast and my webcomic, which are both in the description below and the very beginning of the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one as we talk about web content, the best of web content of 2013. So, as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.